See, now NASA, you got to reveal your hand because Anonymous has entered the chat. They've entered the chat space now. All right, so listen, this next video though is Anonymous just sent out a message that NASA is hiding this, but said the world isn't ready. I don't know what world they're speaking of, but I'm a part of that world that they may be speaking of, and I'm ready. I want to know. I really want to know, and I know it's a few of y'all just like me that want to know. So we're gonna check out this video, man, and see what's going on here. So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you're a fan of Anonymous, even though we don't know whose side they're on, hit that like button and join the fam. Let's check this out.
Anonymous is a decentralized collective of activists and hacktivists who are known for their use of online protests, direct action, and hacktivism to promote freedom of speech, government transparency, and individual privacy. The group is known for their iconic Guy Fawkes masks and their slogan, "We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us." Anonymous first gained notoriety in the early 2000s and have since been involved in numerous high-profile operations. The group operates without a formal hierarchy, and members typically communicate using online forums and encrypted messaging platforms. While Anonymous has been linked to various activities, the group has also been involved in numerous acts of online activism. The lack of a formal structure means that anyone can claim to be a member of Anonymous, and the group's actions are often carried out by loosely affiliated individuals and groups. One of the most interesting leaks was that of the inner workings of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, with the members saying that files that have been obtained by them via hacking and also through declassified networks, and it shows that NASA is very much involved in the search for advanced life forms, and that they have proof that they have made some sort of contact, and note that the space agency is keeping this from the general public. It's important to note that NASA, the government, and other space agencies have denied these claims, and note that they have never found anything that suggests that advanced life forms are out there.
And what is that supposed to mean? Y'all think we believe that at this point of our lives? Stuff flying all through the sky, declassified documents coming to us now, letting us know that there's a possibility. People who work for the Navy, who've seen things. Like, at this point, if you still believe and trust them 100%, I gotta look at you kind of with a side eye at this point. You know what I'm saying? And also, anybody can be part of Anonymous. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, oh, they got a ton. I know they got a ton of copycats. All you got to do is just find the mask and be really good at hacking, and you would just be affiliated.
And note that they have never found anything that suggests that advanced life forms are out there. However, Anonymous have said that they have found proof to counter this. One of the members said the following: "Our civilization is on the verge of discovering evidence of alien life in the cosmos. Taking into account all of the different activities and missions that are specifically searching for evidence of alien life, we are on the verge of making one of the most profound and unprecedented discoveries in history." End quote. Another member said the following: "We have obtained files that back up what others have been saying. We are not claiming to be the ones who originally discovered this information, but upon seeing it, our goal has now become clear. We need to get this out to as many people as possible and show them that we are part of something much bigger, and that we need to start having more open discussions about our place in the universe."
So what we got?
End quote. Anonymous said that discussions are starting to reach a wider audience, and that now we should start listening to those who have encountered these mysterious aircrafts, saying that NASA have been aware of these for a very long time, and that those who have tried to get this information out there are usually stopped.
See, right there, I think we owe a lot of people an apology. When I was little, they would have those little tabloids, and it would say on there, "woman abducted," or it have different stories on the little magazines of people who claim they saw aliens, or claim they've been abducted, or claim to have witnessed something, or claim to have seen something. Like, we saw all that kind of stuff, and we were always, and I can't say we, let me speak for myself. I was always impressioned to believe that that was just BS. That was just tabloids. Those people were crazy. And it's no possible way. You know what I'm saying? That whole brainwashing thing of everybody saying that this is not possible and they're crazy. I think we owe those people an apology, man. Even if you didn't say it, but you thought it, yeah, you owe them an apology, man.
Those who have tried to get this information out there are usually stopped. Professionals have long tried to tell their stories about some of the strange things they've encountered.
Yep.
And this includes people like military personnel, and even those within Congress, who have long talked about an advanced threat that has been detected across our entire planet. The reason these things are labeled as a threat is due to their capabilities, and not because they've necessarily done things that have harmed humans. Many have made the connections between these announcements and that of Gary McKinnon. In 1983, when Gary McKinnon was just 17 years old, he went to his local cinema in North London to see a new movie called War Games. In the movie, a computer genius hacks into a Pentagon network. The movie had a big impression on Gary, and it got him thinking maybe he could be a hacker too. Coupled with his interest in science fiction and mysterious aircrafts, his passion for hacking was only ever going to lead him in one direction. Between February 2001 and March 2002, Gary McKinnon was able to hack into United States computer networks, where he allegedly uncovered a whole host of information that would land him in deep water, facing...
How? Yes, we need help. We need help. If it was that easy, you're talking about somebody who had no knowledge prior, according to this. No knowledge of this prior. He went to a movie, saw a movie, and was inspired by a movie to become a hacker. And did it in a year. How is that even possible to be able to break in and infiltrate our systems after only 1 year? We need some help, man. We need some more people that are good. And this is why a lot of times when they catch these hackers, they in turn, once they serve their time or fulfill whatever it is, they repay their debt to society, they hire them on. That's how bad in need of help we are. Like, that's insane.
Where he allegedly uncovered a whole host of information that would land him in deep water, facing possible extradition to the United States. So, the question is, what information did he expose? McKinnon claimed he had managed to gain access to NASA websites, and in an interview with Rich Planet TV, claimed to have found information relating to advanced flying aircrafts and advanced life forms. He claimed to have seen an Excel sheet which had the ranks and names of unknown people, as well as another sheet which had tabs for material transfers between ships. He tried to do some research on the names of the ships, around 8 to 10 in total, but was unable to find any more information relating to any of them. None of these ships were public knowledge, which led him to believe that they were either secret projects or part of a non-terrestrial United States initiative. McKinnon stated the following: "It was not a typical thing in the military at all, so I took that to mean that they probably have a secret space-based program." End quote. Interestingly, just 17 years later, the United States Space Force was established. The United States Space Force is a branch of the United States Armed Forces that was established on December 20th, 2019, with the signing of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2020. The creation of the Space Force marked the first time since 1947 that a new branch of the United States military had been established. The Space Force was established as a separate branch of the military to organize, train, and equip military personnel for space operations and to develop space capabilities for use by the United States military and other national security organizations. Its creation was driven by concerns over the increasing militarization of space by other nations. The Space Force is responsible for a wide range of space-related operations, including missile warning, satellite operations, and space surveillance. Gary gained access to these top-secret documents through a program called Land Search. After obtaining control over the domain, he had the capability to search all the files and folders on every machine. Many who followed Gary's story said that many of the things he said back then are now being proven. At the end of February 2022, Gary went on Reddit and didn't ask me anything. This is where members of Reddit can reach out and ask Gary any questions they have. He said the following: "Hi, I'm Gary McKinnon. I'll make this brief, but there are some things I feel it's important to point out, so you know where I'm coming from. Apologies for not doing a live video response. I have a couple of commercial projects on the go that prohibit me from doing audio and video in relation to my story, and thanks to Reddit for inviting me to do this as me anything. I was arrested in March 2002 for hacking into various government and military networks in America, looking for evidence of mysterious flying aircrafts and free energy. It wasn't a clever hack. No fragmented packets to bypass firewalls or any of the glossy stuff. I had a specific intention, and, like any good system administrator, which I was at the time, I wanted a simple process that would catch basic weaknesses, sometimes network-wide, with a simple script and a little creativity. It was cracking more than hacking. Like any system admin knows, the laziest solution is often the best. In my effort to find solid proof that the government and military knew about these crafts, I followed information found in a book by the Disclosure Project. In the book, Donna Hare, who was a NASA launch photographic specialist, said that in Building 8 of Johnson Space Center, there was a lab set aside for airbrushing out mysterious flying aircrafts from high-res satellite imagery. The tool I wrote scanned for local administrator accounts on Windows PCs. It was written in Perl and scanned a Class B in 8 minutes, the low latency due to me running the scan on an already compromised machine on the same or another government military network. I found Building 8 by reading the comment sections of the PCs via the command console. These fields are used for auditing, and luckily NASA filled them all in, so I knew which PCs were in Building 8. There weren't many machines in Building 8, but one of the first I looked at had folders called Raw and Processed, or Raw and Cleaned or Filtered. The images averaged around 250 megabytes, and would have taken a long time at 5 minutes per megabyte on a 56,000 modem. So having remote control of the PC via a program called Remotely Anywhere, I decided to view it live on the desktop, which was risky since they work odd hours at NASA. The image was coming down very slowly via the Java-based Remotely Anywhere program, so I cut the color to 4-bit, 16 colors and shades, and the lowest resolution, which was 640 by 480. I think it may even have been 320 by 240. The image slowly filled the screen and I could see blackness, superimposed upon which was a blue-white planet, and superimposed on that was a tubular form that was metallic white and had
Does he sound like he lying? Sound pretty detailed to me, don't he? Now, that doesn't mean he's not. I'm just saying, does it sound to you? Listening to him break this down bit by bit, component, step by step of how he had to do it. They worked odd hours. What he was using took long. He didn't want them to see, you know what I mean? So he did it this way. Then the speed, so he had to change this. Like, he's very, very detailed. And he went to jail. He went to jail. What else do you need to know?
Planet, and superimposed on that was a tubular form that was metallic white and had domes around its central circumference and at its ends. This thing had no rivets or seams and looked futuristic, though of course with the low res and number of shades in the image, detail was lacking. This was my eureka moment. Donna Hare's lab was still in existence. I was waiting for this image to come down and planning on the fastest way to get all of the other images to me, and right when I was making my plans, I saw the mouse cursor move to the bottom right of the screen, right-click the network icon, and choose disconnect. I'd been caught and disconnected, missing my chance to grab even a single image. I never did any intentional or accidental damage, and as far as I know I'm not a vandal, but I did leave stupid messages about disrupting their sense of security. My family and I then fought my possible extradition to America for 10 years, finally winning the case in 2012. I know this is an old story, and not too widely publicized in America at the time, so I apologize that there's nothing new, though hopefully interesting questions will result in interesting answers. Let me tell you what happened to me in 2006. I had only one odd Men in Black encounter that happened to me, apart from being followed by the same van for 2 hours one time across England. I lived in a bedsit at the time, being unemployed due to my ongoing case, which is one room in a shared house. I was on the first floor, 1 story up if you're American. My lady and I had gone to bed on my fold-out sofa. I think we fell asleep around midnight. I woke up out of a really deep sleep, so I'm thinking it must have been around 2 or 3 in the morning. I was woken up by a really sharp pain in my left heel, so sharp that I jolted awake and reached down to my foot to see what it was, whereupon I was forced to sleep again. It was like going under general anesthetic, uncomfortable and unwilling. So I went from painful shock to instant sleep. In the morning, the first thing I thought of was the pain in my heel. I looked at my foot, and it turned out I'd gone to bed with my socks on, and there were 2 holes in the sock on my heel. I removed the sock and found 2 perfectly round holes in my heel, each around 5 millimeters in diameter, and one with a perfectly circular flap of skin still hanging from it, like someone had done me with a miniature paper hole punch. I can't explain that to this day, and can only assume it's a chip. I've had tri-field meters on it. I made a super sensitive magnetometer that showed nothing, but 2 lumps did grow on the heel in the months following the event, and they have now moved around to the inside of the foot. Interestingly, in recent years, NASA has come forward and talked about these mysterious aircrafts, with NASA's new chief Bill Nelson saying that footage that's been captured of them is interesting, and this has caused...
Now, what does that sound like? That sounds to me like, okay, y'all, they hold it up and they was like, listen, this stuff is going to get out there. We need to get out in front of it. So if we can get out in front of it, then we can, you know what I mean, spin the story to where it's not on us. It's nothing like that. Paint him to look a certain way, and we come out on the other side of this as clean with nobody really questioning us. That's what that sounds like to me.
New chief Bill Nelson saying that footage that's been captured of them is interesting, and this has caused researchers to say that perhaps NASA will be making an announcement in the coming years. Each year, thousands of reports are made, and although the majority of these can be explained as things such as planes, helicopters, wildlife, and natural phenomena, there's many of these aircrafts that don't fit these descriptions, and when United States officials are coming forward and saying that some of these are a national security issue, it's caused some to take these sightings more seriously. As of right now, we can only hope that further investigations are carried out and the evidence is released to the general public. So, what do you make of these strange sightings and encounters? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Yeah. Like I said, man, we owe him an apology, man. We owe him an apology, at least. And even if you still don't believe, bro, you just can't deliberately just call somebody crazy or look at them like they're crazy now after hearing this story and other stories and witness claims of what have happened or what they've discovered. Like, it's got all of these people that are coming forth with information are crazy and delusional and just have some axe to grind with NASA and the government. Do you really think that? No, not that many people, bro. Not that many people. And their stories are similar but different. Different accounts, different things they've found. And then here recently, a lot of things are starting to be confirmed. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, keep your eyes open. If you don't believe, that's cool. Just keep your eyes open. Pay attention. Y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and let me know what you thought of this video. And stick around and stay tuned. Till the next one, I'm gone. Peace.